After performing the single activity function, let's see how do we pass data from one activity to the other activity. So to pass data between activities, we need to create a bundle and put it into the intent which is launching the activity. Okay, if this is getting a bit confusing, so let's revise or let's reiterate. Whenever we want to call activity A2 from activity A1, inside A1 we'll create an intent. This intent will contain the reference of A2. We will say start activity and the activity A2 will get started. Okay. Then if we want to pass data between activities, so if I want to pass data from A1 to A2, I will create an intent inside A1. I will create a bundle inside A1. I will put all the data inside this bundle. I will link this bundle to the intent and then I will start the intent. So the bundle will be passed from activity A1 to activity A2. Okay, I hope this is very clear. The bundle can contain any sort of data which is required to be passed between activities. If you want to pass a string, if you want to pass the integer, if you want to pass a float variable, if you want to pass anything, you can do this with the help of a bundle. Now if you have a bundle from activity A1 to activity A2, then activity A2 can access this bundle with the help of getIntent.getExtras method. There's a method called as getIntent.getExtras. It will get all the extra information out of this activity. The extra information is nothing but the bundle. So whenever you will be passing the bundle from activity A1 to activity A2, inside A2 you have to say getIntent.getExtras. This is very essential to know that all data in the bundle is stored in the form of key value pairs. Now what are key value pairs? A key value pair can be written something like this. If you have the key as first name and the value as Pankaj, then you can say the key value pair is first name Pankaj. Each key can contain at the max one value. Okay, so whenever you are passing data from activity A1 to activity A2, then you have to create a bundle inside activity A1, put the key value pairs inside this bundle A1, then pass this bundle from activity A1 to activity A2, open this bundle with the help of getIntent.getExtras inside activity A2 and fetch all the keys in activity A2. Okay, this will become more clear when we actually do it in practice. So let's start. Let's create an application which will greet the user. The application must do things like this. This will be your main layout. Okay, you will enter the first name, the last name and press the button. As soon as you press the button, the second activity should get launched. Inside this you have a label, that is the text view of LBL greeting, and a button BTN done. What should happen is when you put a first name, say Ashwin, the last name say Balani, and you say greet me, over here it should say welcome Ashwin Balani. And when you say go back, it should close this application or it should close this activity and go back to the previous activity, that is this one. Okay, I hope we are clear with the requirement. So let's start coding this. In the main activity, we have the button greeting, we have the edit text, first name and last name. As someone clicks on BTN greeting, so we'll have BTN greeting.set on click listener. Over here, let's create a intent by saying intent int greeting equals to new intent activity data demo. This is the name of our activity. In our case, this will be main activity dot this, comma greeting activity dot class. This is the name of the second activity which we'll be creating after this. Then we have to create a new bundle. So we'll say bundle BDL greeting equals to new bundle. A bundle is an empty set. Inside this empty set, you can put your data and pass it to the second activity. So how do we put data? We will say bundle dot put string in our case the bundle object is BDL greeting. So we will say BDL greeting dot put string. The first argument is the name or the key of the value. So we'll give the key as first name and the value as txt first name dot get text dot toString. So whenever someone clicks on the button, whatever value is inside txt first name, we'll get that value and put that thing inside the bundle. This was for the first name. Let's do it for the last name as well. So we'll say bdl greeting dot put string. This is the key name. We are giving the key name as last name, comma the value, that is txt last name dot get text dot toString. Let's link the bundle with the intent by saying intent greeting dot put extras the bundle. So we say whatever you have in the intent, put some extra information, that is the bundle that we have. Then we can start the activity safely by saying start activity int greeting. So far so good. So we have not done anything extraordinary over here. We have just created a new intent for the new activity. Inside this intent, we have created one bundle. Inside the bundle, we have two values, txt first name and txt last name. We have linked this bundle with the intent by saying int greeting dot put extras the bundle. Then we have started the activity by saying start activity. Okay. Now let's see how do we write the Java code for the greeting activity. We'll add a new Java file, say greetingActivity.java. This will be added inside the source folder. We have the class name public class greeting activity extends activity. The extends activity is very essential because this greeting activity is in turn an activity. So we have to say extend activity. Then we have the onCreate method. We say super.onCreate. We have to also say set content view to set the content view of the greeting layout. Then let's get the extras in the intent. To put the extras, we said put extras. To get the extras, we'll say get extras. To put the string, we said put string. To get the string, we'll say get string. So we'll say string first name, that is the variable that we want, equals to, this indicates the current object, dot get intent means get the intent that has been called, dot get extras will get the bundle, dot get string will get the string. The get string function requires the key. From there we have passed first name as the key, so we'll use the key as first name. Similarly, we have the key as last name. The remaining syntax remains same. Then we'll get the reference of the LBL greeting, that is the text view. Then on the text view, we will say LBL greeting.setText welcome first name spacebar last name. So if the first name was Pankaj and last name was Bhatia, so you will get welcome Pankaj Bhatia. I hope we are clear with that. Then we'll have a button BTN done. If someone clicks on the button, we'll just finish the application. Okay, so far so good. So whenever you will be launching the new activity, you will be getting the first name, the last name, getting the reference of the text view and putting inside the text view a string named as welcome and the person's name. And whenever someone clicks on the done button, you will finish the current activity and go back to the previous activity, that is the main activity. Are we done with this? No, we have to add the reference of this activity inside the manifest file. Let's add the reference. I hope we are clear with this. We have added the activity and we have given the name of the activity as dot greeting activity. Why the dot? Because we are indicating that greeting activity is inside the current package. The label of this is user greeting. So whenever someone will launch this activity, the heading that he'll be getting on the screen is user greeting. So let's do it in actual practice and see how does it work. Let's do it for the activity demo. Go to File, New, Android Application Project. I'll give the project name as Activity Data Demo because we want to pass some data from A1 to A2. Let's give the package name as com.fitech. Give the build SDK to Android 2.3.1. remove the icon, next, give a title of this as activity data demo and click finish. It will come to the project. Over here, I want the layout to have the first name, the last name and a button. So right click on this and make it as a linear layout first. Let me add a text view, then edit text, one more text view, one more edit text and a button. Right click on this and the layout with match parent. Let's change the text of this. Make the text of this to say enter first name. Let's change the ID of this to txt first name. Let's change the hint on the edit text to enter first name. Let's change the text on the second text view to enter last name. Let's change the ID of the second edit text to txt last name. Let's change the hint on second edit text to enter last name. Let's change the button's ID to btn greet me and change the text on the button to greet me. Okay, we are done with this. We'll be creating the second layout. Let's right click on the layout and say new XML file. Let's give the layout name as greeting demo. And over here, let's add a large text and add a button to go back. Right click on the text, edit the ID of it to LBL greeting. The width of the text should be say match parent. The button's ID should be btn go back. The width of the button should match parent and the text on the button should be go back. Okay, so we have added a layout for the activity. Now let's add the activity itself. Let's go to source and to the package. Let me add a new class over here. I'll say greeting activity. Let's extend this thing extends from the activity class. Inside the onCreate, let's set the content view for this. Set content view r.layout.greeting demo, because we wanted to keep the layout of this activity to be r.layout.greeting demo. This is the file present over here. So far so good. Let's go to the main activity and remove the menu code from here because we don't want the menu to spawn. Let's go to step 1, get the references. I'll say final button btn greet me equals to button find view by id r.id.btn greet me. Then final edit text txt first name equals to edit text find view by id r.id.txt first name. Then final edit text txt last name equals to edit text find view by id r.id.txt last name. When someone clicks on the button, so we have btn greet me dot set on click listener, new on click listener. I'll just import this on click listener again. Over here, first of all, we have to create an intent. So let me create the intent by saying intent int greet equals to new intent. The first argument for the intent should be the activity which is calling the second activity. Our activity is main activity, so we'll say main activity dot this. The second activity which we want to call is the greet activity. So I'll say greeting activity dot class. Then we have to create an empty bundle. So let's say create a empty bundle. I'll say bundle bdl equals to new bundle. That creates an empty bundle for me. We want to put two strings inside the bundle. So I'll say bdl dot put string. The key for the first string is first underscore name. The value for it will come from txt first name dot get text dot toString. Similarly, we'll have bdl dot put string. The key will be, oh sorry, I want put string over here, so I'll say put string. The key is last name. The value is txt last name dot get text dot toString. Now we have an intent, we have a bundle. Now we have to link the intent with the bundle. So I'll say int greet dot put extras. Which extras I want to put? I want to put the bundle over here. Then I'll say start activity int greet. So far so good. With this code, we are able to put a bundle inside the intent int and start the activity with that intent. Once we are done with this, we'll go to the greeting.java activity. Over here, we have to first get the intent and the values. Let's get them very quickly. To get the intent and the values, we will be having a function called as this.getIntent.getExtras. So as the string first name equals to this dot get intent dot get extras dot get string, because we had a put string over there, so we'll have a get string over here. I'll have first name as the string last name equals to this dot get intent dot get extras dot get string. Let me give over here last name. Then we'll get the reference of the controls. Over here we require two controls. We require first the label or the text view. So I'll say final text view txt greet equal, or let me just make it lbl greet. That will be much better. Let me say text view find view by id r.id.lbl greeting. Then I'll say final button btn back equals to button find view by id r.id.btn go back. Let me first keep the text on btn greet to be welcome. Let me give it greetings plus first name plus a space bar plus last name. Okay, so it will give the output greetings first name last name. Let's write the handler for btn back dot set on click listener new on click listener, and if someone clicks on the btn back, I will be able to finish this activity. I'll say finish. Will this run? No, this will not run, because you have to have the activity inside the manifest file. Double click on the manifest file, say Android manifest, right over here activity Android name equals to dot. We have the activity name as greeting activity, and we have to keep the Android label to be say welcome user. Okay, let's now try and run this thing. If we can get the output of this, it will upload it in the emulator, and after installing it, it will start the activity. And let's add the first name over here. Let me give the first name as PANKAJ, last name as BHATIA, and press back and say greet me. Hope we got the concept. It said greetings Pankaj Bhatia. This Pankaj came from the previous application and Bhatia came from previous activity. So when you click on this, both Pankaj and Bhatia came from the previous activity. These two fields came with the help of the bundle, and you are able to pass some data from activity A1 to activity A2 with the help of a bundle.